Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2023 IFBB Pro League MrBigEvolution Portugal Pro, the women's bikini, wellness, figure, women's physique, and women's bodybuilding results. A magnificent show with some absolutely incredible athletes. And I've got more recaps coming your way. I've fallen a bit behind, but I promise you guys they are coming. Okay, so in terms of Olympia, the top three from last year's Olympia all qualify, and then it's the winner of each division in the qualification period that gets to go. There are no more points. There's no tiered system. It is simply the winner. So beginning with pro women's bodybuilding, in first place was Alcyone and second place Anastasia. So here's Anastasia in second. She looks tremendous. I love how round and full her muscles look. Those quads have an amazing shape. They're so curvy. They look fabulous with her curved lats. She's got nice round shoulders. I do think that the lower body is definitely more eye-catching. I'm definitely drawn to the legs. So I would certainly keep trying to keep building up the lats and just make sure that you've got a really good balance between the amount of muscle up top and the amount of muscle down below. But I think she's got a fabulous X frame. Her waist is so small and crazy definition in her abs. In terms of conditioning, I do think she could have more. I'd like to see the lines sharper, more detail coming up into her hips, really clear, visible lines in the legs. But again, the abs are amazing. And I think overall, her silhouette is just awesome. Now in first place is Alcyone, and that's the kind of conditioning I'm talking about. The detail in her legs is just amazing. You've got all kinds of deep lines, really clear, easy to see. And then she's got a nice shape too. She's got good roundness, particularly in the lower part of the quad down by her knees. Nice, very flat, small waist, and a good amount of size in her upper body. I think she shows a lot of personality and pizzazz with the beautiful touches, the flower in her hair, the kind of butterfly suit. But from a posing perspective, I think she should have a wider base. I think that would create more of an X, whereas right now I see more of the Y shape. So I see a lot of width and then a bit more of a straightness. I think she could totally just stick out one leg a little farther, rotate the knee, and really make us see that X frame even better. But clearly she's got the size, she's got the definition, she's super lean, and she looks beautiful. So here's the side-by-side. See what I mean about conditioning? You're really drawn to Alcyone and that amazing amount of detail you're seeing all over from head to toe. I do definitely notice the size in Anastasia's legs, but Alcyone to me just has a little bit more full of a package in terms of the shape, the balance, and the detail. From behind, both ladies look amazing, but definitely drawn to that beautiful outline in the glutes on Alcyone. And wow, so much detail coming through on her back. Great size on Anastasia though, so a really nice bodybuilding competition. In terms of Olympia, there she is, qualified. Okay, moving on to pro figure. In first place, Kristen. Second, Rejoice. Third, Nadine. Fourth, Hannah, and fifth, Diane. So here's Diane in fifth place. She looks so good. She's super lean, tiny flat stomach, great detail coming through in her quads. Just so lean, beautiful sharp lines. I think she's posing really well. She's got a nice Y shape, right? She's got the good V taper to her upper body, nice fullness and roundness in her legs. I do prefer the angle of this picture. We're a little bit from the side and you don't quite see the roundness in her quads like we did here. And I feel like her waist looks smaller at M Pro than it does here. I do just think that that's the angle. In terms of the suit, I certainly prefer the blue. I think it's more striking against her skin. It's a bit less monotone. I find with her very beautiful blonde hair, the yellow, the tan. It's just a lot of the same shade, and I like the pop of the blue myself, but that's just me. I think her suit fits really well. I think she looks really good from top to bottom, nice size. Certainly in terms of comparing with the other girls, she doesn't have as much size, but I think on her own frame, she looks really good. Nice balance, nice proportions, and she looks beautiful. Okay, here's Hannah in 4th place. Okay, definitely a lot of muscle on her frame. Her delts in particular caught my eye very quickly. Very large, very round, super easy to see, right? You've got these great lumps and curves in her arms, nice capping to the delt where you see the just that beautiful shape coming through. Great V-taper, nice trim waist, beautiful detail in her legs. I think she's got a nice amount of size in the quads. However, I do wish there was a bit more roundness coming to the sweep. I find that it's more of a straighter rectangular shape, and maybe simply by turning out the toes, something, she could just get a little bit more of the curve to show through. But I think her suit looks really nice. It's a great color. I love all the swirls, and she looks really good. I'm very impressed by the amount of size of muscle on her frame. Okay, next is Nadine in 3rd. Gorgeous silhouette. I love her shoulders. I think her shoulders are a great proportion with her lats. When I see her in the lineup, I really notice just how much size she has in her upper body. This triangle of muscle is really beautiful. She's got great detail in her legs, but I do think from a size perspective, she needs more size to the inside of her legs. Like if there could be less space and just more mass, that would be amazing. But a beautiful sweep on the outside, nice curves. Again, great detail. You can see she's super lean and you've got that outline of ab, but I wish that we could see the ab, the 6-pack a little bit more clear. But the suit is gorgeous. Her hair looks so sleek and smooth and lovely. Nice posing. I think you're getting a good look at those delts. In fact, I like the posing here better than at M Pro. I think with the arms a little lower, you definitely get a nice view of that rounded shape. Now, maybe she wasn't quite in her pose here, or maybe we were just a little lower in terms of where the photographer was sitting, but I just think this is a really flattering photo and definitely shows off her beautiful silhouette. All right, next and second is Rejoice. Gorgeous size in her legs, so much muscle. That's exactly what I mean about not having any space whatsoever because there's just so much size in those adductors. She's got nice curves to the sweep of the quads, just beautiful overall. I think she's got great shoulders. Her posing is very nice, but to balance the size in the legs, I think she could have even more size to the lats. Somehow, if she could just somehow get the eye to come a little bit more further out to really match that beautiful width in the legs. She's got a nice suit. It's a very bright, crisp color against her skin. Fits her very nicely. I think the conditioning is really good, particularly in the legs, but I wouldn't mind if it was just a little bit easier to see that 3D fullness and the crisp, sharp lines in the arms, in the abs a little more, but I think her legs look really good. Overall, I think she's got a lot of size, beautiful shape, and it was a really good second place. Okay, now Kristen in first place. Oh my gosh, she stands on a whole nother level. Super tiny waist, extremely detailed abs, very good definition coming through on her legs. She's posing so well. I love it that you see such a great shape in her upper body. The way she's got her arms bent and her hands on her hips really accentuates the width above and the narrowing in, so her V-taper looks awesome. She's got some crazy lats, super curvy, incredible size, beautiful overall size too, particularly from behind. I really notice the amount of muscle she has in her legs. She looks really pretty. Her makeup is beautiful. Her hair is lovely. Conditioning is spot on. You've got detail, you've got lines. It's crisp, it's sharp. I think she's awesome. And a great suit. It's a good color. It's sparkly. It's flattering in the fit. She's amazing. Okay, side by side, yeah, Kristen definitely stands out. She's got the most insane V-taper with those crazy lats, so much width, the tiniest waist out of everybody, and really nice size in her legs. So, like I said before, I definitely noticed the beautiful size in Rejoice. I think her legs stand out for how beautifully rounded they are, but she doesn't quite have the upper body, the tiny waist, and that crazy width like you see on Kristen. Nadine, I think, has an amazing upper body, very full, that triangle shape is really easy to see, but she doesn't quite have the size in the legs. So nobody is really holding a candle to Kristen and her really exaggerated shape. And then from behind, here's where I was talking about, you really notice the sweep on Kristen's glutes. Great definition. Her delts are just massive and tiniest waist of them all. Beautiful definition. Definitely notice the gorgeous glutes on Nadine. Hannah's got some nice roundness, but definitely this was Kristen's win. And in terms of Olympia, there she is. Okay, moving on to Pro Bikini. In first place, Tatiana. Second, Chantal. Third, Christina. Fourth, Priscilla. And fifth, Anna. So here's Anna in fifth place, beautiful as ever. I think she looks very consistent with what we saw at the Italian show. Beautiful posing. She looks very composed, very poised. I do prefer, maybe it's just the lighting, maybe it was the tan itself, but I like how dark she was here. I think you see the conditioning even better, right? You really notice this groove in the hip where it's a bit harder to see here. I think in terms of makeup, she could have a little bit more color to the lip just to really brighten up her face. Again, it's the lighting, but she's got the blonde hair with the more yellowy tan. So I would love to see just a bit more color. I think her abs look incredible, super flat, nice definition in her obliques. She's got that really nice hourglass shape with a nice silhouette of her glute. Overall, just really lovely. I like how she keeps her feet a little bit wider. It gives you a good view of her hamstrings, and it was a really nice fifth place for her. Okay, next in fourth, Priscilla. Beautiful as ever. I love her suit color with the dark hair. A nice detail in her hip here. I think she's got a really beautiful shape at the top of her glute. And to me, maybe I'm being crazy, but I feel like she's got the tiniest bit more of a profile shape here, like just a tiny bit more sideways. Maybe not so much compared to Italy, but definitely compared to the One Bro Pro. I felt like this was a little bit more of a 45 degree, whereas this is just a tiny bit more to the side. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm seeing things, but to me, you just get a really good side view of the glute and the hamstring that we didn't quite have here. Okay. Now, the other thing I did think, though, is she's still kind of leaning with her shoulder. I wish that she could get these shoulders to be more level, just so that the arm was not pulling her upper body down. She's got such a tiny waist. She's got an amazing hourglass physique, but I just want to see a bit more of that puffed up, full upper body look. Love the detail in her quads. Love this bump here in the sweep. She's got beautiful curves, great size in the legs, beautiful glute, and man, what a tiny waist. I think she did amazing. Okay, next is Christina in third place. Gorgeous as ever. Love her very sleek, straight hair. She's posing. I like how she keeps this hand open right at the elbow. It's rotated so that you really get a good look at her delt. I think her delts look particularly good at this show. Nice size, really round, really full. She's got a great lat. She does a really good job of twisting to show off this upper body and her tiny, tiny waist. Beautiful definition in her obliques. Great size in her glute and her quads, and even this nice bit of curve to the back of her hamstring. Just overall, I think she looks lovely. Now, I find that Christina does keep her feet quite close together. It's consistent show to show. And I wonder how she would look if she had just a little bit more space, if it would just add a bit more size to the bottom, and maybe it would make you notice the hourglass even more, because I definitely am drawn to her upper body. I think she also needs to be careful about that leaning of the shoulders and this arm pulling down a little bit, but I don't know that well, maybe she did it a tiny little bit at the pull and show, but typically she's quite good at keeping them level. So it could just be the one photo. Overall, I think she looks beautiful and so happy to see her in the top 5 once again. Okay, Chantal in second place, gorgeous. She looks super confident. Her posing is awesome, really level shoulders. She's doing a great job of showing off that twisted waist, really tiny, really full above and really full below. Great detail in this hip area. I love that you're seeing a really good line outlining her glute, and her glute looks awesome. A nice full round shape all the way from the hamstring up to the top of her connector. She's got some nice curve to the hamstrings, some beautiful size in the quads. Maybe a little tiny bit more detail coming through in the leg would be nice, just so we can see a little bit more in the back, a little bit more here, but the line is definitely there. So I think she's super close. She's got great obliques. It's a nice suit. She could have gone even more bold with the lipstick, but overall she looks really fantastic. Oh, one thing I did notice, she does keep her hand fairly close to the middle of her body, and I don't know if that is strategic, if it does anything to her shoulder, but certainly I wouldn't mind if the hand was a bit further back, just so we could see a tiny bit more of her midsection. All right, and now in first place is Tatiana, who I think looks absolutely stunning. To me, she had the best posing. She looks the most comfortable, confident, poised, just professional, perfect. She really nails the shape. She has such a grace and beauty about the way she's standing. Her feet are the perfect amount apart, so you see hamstring, you see the quad, the sweep on both of the legs beautifully. Her glutes look incredible. I don't think anybody quite has the definition that she does, showing the glute, showing the quad. Her abs look nice and flat, and she's got a good amount of fullness to the lat and the delt. Beautiful curve. So I definitely noticed this triangle shape. So she's got the width, and it really narrows in to her belly, her tummy, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And then that beautiful silhouette of the back of her leg. Her suit is stunning. Nobody else has a suit quite like this, with that beautiful mixture of colors. And she's one of the very few pros who is rocking the more red toned hair, and it looks gorgeous. So I think she really nailed it. So here's everybody side by side. Definitely I'm drawn to Tatiana and just her posing. I noticed that width. I noticed that triangular shape like I mentioned before. I think she's doing a really good job of showing that hourglass shape. And then I definitely noticed the hip and this detail and just the beautiful way she's posing with her legs. In this photo, I think Anna is a bit too far apart, maybe even too much facing forward. You can see what I mean about Christina. Perhaps she could have a little bit more space between her feet. And the shoulders, look at how perfect Tatiana is holding her shoulders. Absolutely stunning. In this photo, I feel like Chantal could have a little bit more size in the upper body to compare with Tatiana beside her, but overall really beautiful. And then from behind, I think Tatiana really has some great glutes and really good balance with her shoulders. So she's got a really good shape, and she's got amazing, easy to see tie-ins. I think 5th and 4th place have nice fullness in their glutes, but you don't quite see the tie-ins as sharply as the top 3. It's really gorgeous overall top 5 lineup, but I do think Tatiana had the most balanced hourglass physique and just really nailed her posing. And in terms of Olympia, there she is, added to the list. Okay, women's physique. in first place, Caroline; second, Bridget; third, Uta; fourth, Sana; and fifth, Christina. So here's Christina in fifth place. Amazing physique. She's got a great X frame. You definitely notice that X shape in the way that she's posing. Very good. And her conditioning is fabulous. Awesome detail coming through in her legs. You've got vascularity. You've got just that really shredded, super crisp lines in her arms. Her stomach looks super flat. Just amazing. Love the suit color. It looks great with her coloring, but I do think she could have even more size, particularly in the legs. Just a lot more of the roundness and fullness to compare to the other ladies in the top 5. Bit more lat, bit more delt. But I think she has some really good balance, great proportions, and the conditioning is stellar. Okay, Sana in fourth place. Beautiful, great size in her legs. I think she also really nailed the conditioning, much like she did at M-Pro. Good lines coming through, great detail in her abs. I think her lats look really good. Just overall, she looks really good. A nice X frame. I would take this leg out even further. I think the shape is nice from here to here, but I wouldn't put the foot under. I would point the toe a little bit more this way, just so that your eye really notices her X shape. But overall, I think she did a great job. Beautiful suit. The color looks great with her very, very blonde hair. She could definitely do the bolder lip. I liked the bolder lip that we saw here, but she does look very, very lovely, and it was a fabulous fourth place. Nice size. Okay, Uta in third. Amazing. So definitely I noticed the size in her upper body. Her lats look awesome. I definitely prefer this pose also than this one here at M-Pro. I think you definitely notice her symmetry. You notice the abs and just how beautiful her definition comes through. I think her X frame is very easy to see with the width and the narrowing in her midsection, and then back out with this beautiful pointed toe. Very good. And her conditioning is awesome, even better than at M-Pro. Look at all the detail coming through in her quads. You didn't quite have that here. I think she looks really good. Great detail. Perhaps she had a little bit more fullness and roundness at this show, but I think the definition really is flattering, and she looks so good here. The suit is beautiful. Her posing is great. I'm very impressed. Okay, next in second is Bridget, and she looks awesome as well. Amazing size in her legs. Her legs look super full, really round, great sweep, and I particularly love how much size she has to the inner thigh. So she's got a lot of muscle in the legs, good detail coming through, great six-pack abs. I love how clear the definition is all the way from her suit up to her other part of the suit. Beautiful upper body. She's got nice size in the lats. The V taper is very visible, very clear, and good balance with the lower body, and great symmetry as well. So I think overall she looks really fantastic. To me, to my eye, it was very close between her and first place. She had everything you needed: size, conditioning, nice posing, balance, the whole package. She looked great. And now Caroline in first place. Okay, so she looks awesome. And the first thing that I noticed that makes her stand out a little bit more were her lats. I definitely noticed a beautiful curve to the lat, and it just makes my eye flow so effortlessly from her upper body down to the roundness in her legs. So I think that curve in her lat and the size is really good. I noticed the biceps. I noticed that amazing amount of definition coming through in her legs and the size. So she's got that inner thigh. She's got the quads. She's got it all. great conditioning, great size, and just that overall silhouette I think is really good. I like her hair. It's smooth, it's simple. It draws your eyes to her lovely smile. The suit is beautiful as well. Definitely draws your attention to her, the center line of her body, and she looks wide. It pulls your eye towards the outside. I just think she looks really good. Okay, so side by side, amazing. The top three in particular, I think, are very comparable in terms of their size. You see the fullness in the legs, but where Caroline takes it for me is just that she has really good, clearly defined muscles everywhere. So the quads, that teardrop shape, it's like everything is perfectly outlined. And then she's super big and full in the leg, nice small waist. And then those lats with that little bit of a curve are just a really nice shape. Second and third also look really good in terms of their size and the conditioning, but Caroline has just a bit more crispness. And what a fabulous overall women's physique. And then from behind, Caroline's glutes look really large and they look really full, like side to side. That fullness from the outside to the middle definitely grabs my attention. And she's got really sharp, easy to see tie-ins. So just this beautiful overall shape, nice size in the legs to balance out with the glutes, tiniest waist, and great detail coming through in her back. I think from behind, it's very close between first and second, but Caroline's definition in the hamstrings, those glutes, amazing. Okay, so in terms of Olympia, there she is, qualified. And now finally, Pro Wellness. In first place, Lisa. Second, Katya. Third, Teresa. Fourth, Danielle. And fifth, Ruth. So here's Ruth in fifth place in her beautiful red suit. And man, the first thing I see is this quad. The back leg is crazy. What an amazing shape. She is very unique in that shape. Wow, I am spellbound. Just absolutely gorgeous. She's posing beautifully to show off this leg. She's got an amazing front leg as well. Great size to her quad. Nice glute. Beautiful hamstrings. Tiny waist. Just absolutely stunning shape. I think she could have a bit more size to the glute right here. Definitely the glute has a nice, like it comes out really far, but I think she could have a bit more roundness to the top part. And I would keep playing around with the hair. I think the curls are quite tight. Maybe just a bit more volume up top rather than having so much of that longness pulling you down. I just find that my eye is being pulled down and I just want to see like fullness and big and bouncy and voluminous. And definitely, certainly off of the shoulders so that I have a bit more of a view of those beautiful delts, but she's got great size. I just can't get over her leg. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, next is Danielle in fourth place. Now that's a big, beautiful round glute. I love the size. I love the shape. She's got a gorgeous silhouette. You definitely notice the curve coming up to her delts. Nice small waist, good size in her legs. I do think she could have a bit more definition though, a little bit more of the line coming through, separating the hamstring and the quad area, a little bit more of the detail coming through in the upper body, even like more gloss, more shiny. But still, I think she's got great size and a beautiful silhouette, and I'm most definitely impressed by the shape of that beautifully rounded glute. Okay, Teresa in third place. Gorgeous size. Wow, her lower body is really impressive, but her upper body is amazing too. She's got traps. She's got fabulous delts. You notice it on both the back arm and the front arm, so that's really good. She's got great detail coming through in the arms in particular. Like check out Oh my gosh, her lats, amazing. She's super muscular. The only thing I think she could improve on is the posing. I don't like that the arm is resting on the glute. I think if she could pull up the chest, open the shoulders, twist a little bit more so that this shoulder is more out, then the arm would fall a little further from the glute and we'd get a better view of her overall silhouette. I would also get the hair to the back just so that we don't have anything obstructing a view of her beautiful upper body. But overall, I'm extremely impressed. I love the amount of muscle she has and just beautiful lines. Okay, Katya in second place. Gorgeous, great size to her hamstrings. One of the first things I noticed was this detail in her quad. I think she's got good conditioning, so she's maintaining that fullness in the muscle, but having a really nice amount of detail coming through as well. Her abs look fantastic. I love the oblique. It's very chiseled. And then overall, she's got just this really nice curvy shape, beautifully rounded glutes, really good hamstrings. The suit is lovely. I would have done a bolder lip myself, but the curly hair looks really nice and her delts look awesome. So just a really great overall shape. In the lineup, she looks really good as well. Okay, so here's Lisa in first place. She looks just beautiful. I love the curve of her glute, but particularly this spot right here. I think where the glute and the hamstring come together, she's got this amazing shape. It's so easy to see that, like a letter C, right? Like it really curves in and then comes in before coming back out. Absolutely beautiful. She also has a really nice curve to the front of the quad. Good detail in her stomach, great obliques, nice curve and detail coming through in the arms. I like where the delt comes into the bicep and the triceps. You have that bit of a dip coming in. Her posing was really nice. So you notice the shoulders, you notice that hourglassy kind of shape. Definitely a lot of size in the legs. I still think even a tiny bit more definition wouldn't be a problem, just to see the detail a little bit more, but she clearly, first place, did exactly what the judges were hoping for. Great lines, great size, and nice shape and fullness. So here's the side by side. Yeah, you definitely notice that lower curve on the bottom of her glute for Lisa. I think she really has a great shape. Beautiful posing. I definitely notice her delts like nobody else's. Her hair's off her shoulders. She's upright. She's open. And just her overall shape looks beautiful. Great size in the legs. Teresa beside her has some amazing size, but not quite posing as polished as Lisa. Ruth with that amazing leg. Danielle has some fabulous size. Katya, I think, could have a little bit more space between her feet just so that this back leg is not quite as obstructed. And then from behind, to me, Lisa, her glutes are the longest, but also the most clearly defined. And she really has a beautiful shape. I like the way her hair is going all the way down. Maybe it's a tiny bit long, but it's not a problem for me, but I like that it's covering most of her back. I think Katya could have a bit more fullness, and same with Ruth, to cover a little bit more of the back, just so that you see delts and glutes. Beautiful fullness in the quads on all of these women, but to me, Lisa has really good shape and size, and the glutes just come down nice and low. You notice the smallness in her waist, and it's just beautiful. Danielle, I'm very impressed also by her tie-ins. And Teresa, my gosh, those quads are amazing. So overall, just a fantastic top 5. And in terms of Olympia, there she is. So I've got a lot of recaps coming your way. Like I said, I'm behind, but I'm catching up. So make sure you subscribe. Give me a like if you like this video. Comment your thoughts below and come find me. I'm at turquoisetoffee.wordpress.com and of course on Instagram at turquoisetoffee.